Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new Sacred Union Energy update. I am being called to do this reading today, even though I'm taking a little bit of a break for the remainder of August. I'll be back doing collective readings, etc. During September, I'll be back doing my full offering of services in September. Right now I am having a limited number of offerings. You can see that in the description box below. But I'm called to do the Sacred Union Energy update because there is a lot that is going on, and I want to share a little bit about what I've been experiencing. So there seems to be this rest mode that's going on, and I feel like it's because we have integrated a lot of energy over the past several months, this past summer, especially the months of June, July, and moving into August. The Lionsgate energy was especially powerful. But the energy throughout June, July, and August was really all about forward momentum and the forward momentum that is to come. And so this really feels like a little bit of a rest period in order to integrate everything that we have been learning, the new energy that we have shifted into. The journey's end and this new beginning. So if you're new to the journey's end and everything that I'm talking about here, feel free to go back through the past few Sacred Union energy updates. Also make sure that you're checking out my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections, where we talk about all of this on a higher level, on a deeper level, with some deeper channelings. We talked about the journey's end. We talked about this divine feminine really rising and stepping into her power. And it's not just for the divine feminine, but it's the divine feminine within the masculine energy or the masculine embodiment as well. So there's a lot of shifting that is happening right now, and it feels like all the pieces are kind of moving into place for the next phase of our journey, for the next phase of life, for the next phase of mission, for the next phase of it all. So this feels like a little bit of a rest period. Now, what I've been experiencing personally is a call to really draw back. I have been working on projects, etc., but it's really a time for rest, just listening to my body, giving my body what it needs, listening to my intuition and just following that. Sometimes it's walks, sometimes it's going for a swim, sometimes it's solitude, sometimes it's being among others, my family, my friends. So really just listening to that intuition. What I've experienced over the past several days has been interesting as well. There's been a lot of inner child healing. Now, for the feminine energy, it feels like this is a sweeter and softer energy, a very nostalgic energy. However, for the masculine energy, it could be a little bit of clearing that's happening, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. Take it as it resonates for you. Even if you are the embodied or the core divine feminine, it could be the masculine energy within you that is healing at this time. My own experience, because I've done a lot of that inner child healing work already, I'm finding that I'm in this stage of healing, returning back to my inner child. That's what this feels like, returning back to my inner child. And I feel like that's really the feminine energy, returning back to the lost child, the abandoned child, the rejected child, returning her home. Him or her home. But that's what it really feels like. It really feels like the feminine energy. But I do feel like you could go one or two ways. There's a lot of inner child healing that's happening right now. It could be that you're healing the wounding, or it could be that you're healing the wholeness. And let me explain that. So I had this download as I was just relaxing outside yesterday. It was the middle of a thunderstorm. There was a downpour of rain. It was just beautiful. I took some time to go on my porch, and I heard the wind, and I heard the wind chimes and the rain, and it was just this moment of zen. You can find that on my Instagram or my Facebook. Make sure you're following me on all my platforms to get the full picture of everything. But what I understood was there was this healing that was coming through, but it didn't feel like the healing of wounding, like that active healing that we've been doing in the past. It felt like just this calmness. It felt like this serenity. It felt like this peace, coupled with these dreams I've been having, these visions as well, these flashes of remembrances, these flashes of recollections of my childhood. And again, these weren't linked to any trauma. These weren't linked to any wounding or any upsets as I've experienced in the past to be healed. This was all sweet nostalgia. And so what I understood was this. I'm going to read it. I posted it on my YouTube community tab as well. Inner child healing is happening on a quantum level. There's a sense of nostalgia and sweetness that's stepping in along with memories and visions of the past. This isn't the clearing of childhood wounds as you've done previously through your shadow work, but rather an integration of the healed inner child into your new higher vibration. You might be revisiting places of the past where you felt safe, secure, and happiest during your childhood, or having sudden sweet or joyful memories pop in, even for those with difficult childhoods. This is part of the space clearing as we integrate into the new frequency of the healed whole self. This is why periods of rest and necessity for solitude may continue. So even for those who might have experienced difficult, traumatic, or less than idyllic childhoods, memories of joy, innocence, wonder, and happiness might be filtering through with visions of spaces that were considered home or a sanctuary. You might also be having visions of childhood friends or role models, or even simple forgotten moments. For example, I had flashes of myself in the bath playing with toys when I was younger. Just a really carefree, joyful moment. I had visions of my childhood bedroom. I've had dreams of my best friends, my childhood best friends' playroom in their basement where we spent a lot of our time growing up. Just really joyful, happy memories coming through again. And even I thought I had an energy of a dog coming through to me. It was in a twilight sleep. I was, just waking up from sleep. And I had this energy of a dog coming through, and I thought it was my Riley, who I lost last year. And you guys know he's my beloved soulmate, my beloved dog. But it wasn't his energy. It ended up being my dog Sammy, who was one of my 3 childhood dogs. We had 3 dogs at one time, but Sammy was really my dog. He slept at the end of my bed. He was really, really, my childhood dog. He was coming through to say hello. So there's all these really beautiful moments that are coming in, and for some, like when Sammy came in, I just ended up crying and crying and crying, but not from a place of grief, but from a place of joy, utter joy and happiness. So it's invoking a lot of emotions here, and I was told by my guidance team that this was quote-unquote space clearing. It's much different than the shadow work and healing we've done on ourselves in the past. Again, this is not the trauma, this is not the pain, this is not the wounding that stems from what we've experienced in childhood and beyond. But this is a softer energy, a more nostalgic energy. This is a homecoming for our abandoned, neglected, rejected inner child to be integrated into the whole healed self. So no longer abandoned, no longer rejected, no longer neglected, no longer pained. This is the integration of the whole healed child, integrating into our self, into our healed self, into our higher self. So it might be bringing up a lot of emotions, and you might be feeling those emotions. You might be experiencing it might feel like grief. It might feel like pain, but it's not. It's not the trauma. It's just you are bringing back, loving the inner child inside of you, and bringing back the child inside of you that might have felt abandoned, might have felt rejected, neglected, isolated, hurt. You're bringing that back. You're integrating all of that. So these memories and visions that you might be having, or you might even be experiencing it in dream state, is a very sweet, very nostalgic, very warm energy, and evoking a lot of emotions. Now, for some, there's still some more inner child work to be done with regards to the trauma, with regards to the pain of the past. And that really feels like it's more of the masculine energy, so you might be doing both. You might be doing some clearing, but that's going to balance out with this healed, whole energy. So you might be experiencing, especially the masculines might be experiencing both. They might be experiencing moments of remembering joy and happiness, coupled with some tower moments, remembering some painful experiences. But what this is doing, it's clearing the way for the healed child to step forward and be integrated into the whole self. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit more sense. We'll do some channeling on that further in some sacred channelings over on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections coming up, so stay tuned for that. I also want to mention, if you are experiencing this, then my inner child light language transmissions, I have two. I have inner child healing, and I have inner child healing, something about connecting to the father wound or healing the father wound. So both of those light language transmissions might be helpful for this energy. Okay, so really, really interesting. I also want to point you guys to the previous Sacred Union energy updates for more on this energy, because this is what it's all about. It is moving into the new version of self. Okay, so let's see what is going on between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine at this time. What is currently going on between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine in the Sacred Union energy? We're going to get a union energy first. Yes, okay, union energy first. So what's going on in the union space, please? What's going on in the union space? Calling in your soulmate. You're calling each other in. You are magnetizing each other. And it's because of the healing work that you are doing with one another. And bottom of the deck, you have soulmate as well. It's because of the healing work that you are doing together. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. But it's not just manifestation. It's not just prayers. It's not just affirmations. I'm hearing the prayer is the inner work that you're doing. It's from your soul growth that you come together in this union space, because it's from your soul growth that you come into inner union. The harmonizing of the masculine and feminine polarities within you that harmonizes to your counterpart, or harmonizes you to your counterpart, magnetizes you to your counterpart. And they're doing their inner work as well, coming into their inner union. And that's when you come into the union together, the union in the physical. So your prayer is the inner work that you're doing. That is a sacred work. That is a sacred mission. That is a sacred job. That is a sacred prayer. Your inner work, your soul growth is the most sacred thing that you could do. So I've been getting this message of continue to invest in yourself. Now, that doesn't need to be financially. That means, how are you taking care of yourself? How are you really taking care of yourself? That's what this time right here, right now is. Not abandoning yourself, not abandoning that inner child that needs to be taken care of. That means upholding healthy boundaries. That means setting a set structure. That means self-discipline. That means saying no when you want to say no, saying yes when you mean to say yes. That means not sacrificing yourself from others or by others or for others. That means really, honoring the temple of your body. Everything that you consume, everything that nourishes you, even how you hold yourself, how you present to yourself, because that has an effect on how you view yourself. Really honoring all the sacred space that is yourself, the soul and the body both, because that's what we're doing. We are integrating the soul and the physicalness, the physicality of it all. And so investing in yourself, that is going to also be taking time to rest, taking time to hydrate, taking time to eat nutritious meals, taking time to play, taking time to learn, taking time to, this could be courses, this could be books, this could be documentaries or shows, or connecting with others, connecting with family, connecting with friends who are of a high vibrational nature. This could be working on projects. Whatever this is all about that sacred self-care. And sacred self-care is all about, how are you investing in yourself? How are you honoring yourself? So how are you growing? That's what this is all about. How are you growing? That is your prayer. Because the universe is then meeting that prayer. God's source is then meeting that prayer and saying, here are opportunities for you to grow. Here are opportunities for you to learn. But it's up to you to take them. It's up to you to honor yourself by taking them. Trusting your intuition by where you're being led. This course is what I'm meant to take. This book is what I'm meant to read. This project is what I'm meant to work on. This nap, or this movement of the body, or this meal that I want to cook for myself that is nourishing, or this yes, or this no, or this structure, or this boundary, whatever it is, trust and follow your intuition. Don't abandon yourself anymore. That is healing the inner child by not abandoning yourself. Okay. Wow. All right. So you guys are coming into union. There's no doubt about it. I mean, for a very long time, I almost resisted wanting to talk about sacred union, wanting to talk about twin flames. I'm going to have a reading up, or a sacred channeling up on my YouTube channel, I think next week, all about, on my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. Make sure you're following both. All about reclaiming the title Twin Flames, because it has been so misconstrued. It has been so contorted. I don't have a better word for it. It has been so, even, yeah, see, even, I'm even having, like, it's almost like, it's been hijacked, and it's like, it's been so misconstrued, but this is what you are. You are these divine counterparts. You are these sacred partners. You are these twin flames. And I'll talk more about it, in the sacred channeling, why I'm being called to reclaim the title for the collective as a whole, for myself and my journey as well, where I had once resisted it, I once denied it, no longer allowing the hijacking. This is what true divine twin flames are about. This is what true sacred partners are about. It is about the soul growth journey. It is about expansion. It is about ascension. And as you expand and ascend, then you come into that physical partnership and that sacred union with your partner, but you do not do it without the soul growth. You don't do it without looking deep within yourself and doing the shadow work. You do not do it without the soul growth. It is not possible. This is what ascension is all about. You are just on the sacred union path with a partner to ascension if you resonate with my readings. But you have to be able to put the ego aside and do the soul growth. It is up to you. It is up to you. That is the choice point that we have been channeling for the past several months. It is up to you. You're at the crossroads. And I feel like that choice point has been and is now. That choice point is here and now. And I feel like that it's almost like you're always going to have a choice. You're always going to be at that crossroads where you have a choice to make. But it's almost like the time for these sacred unions are here and now. So your choice is here and now. Are you going to expand? Are you going to ascend? Are you going to dive deep within yourself and look at the shadow aspects that you have not been willing to look at? Are you willing to dive deep and not put the blame or the responsibility on your partner or the projection on your partner? Are you willing to take accountability for yourself? Now, that's not putting all of it on yourself. That is, if you are somebody who is, experiencing a lot of pain in the connection, part of that might be upholding healthy boundaries and removing yourself from a connection or detaching from a connection. That might be the choice that you have to make for your own soul growth. So take it as it resonates for you. Do not tolerate behaviors or actions that are inconsistent, that are not secure, that don't feel good to you. That's part of your soul growth journey. But you have to be doing the inner work to allow yourself to say, yes, this is meant for me. No, this is not meant for me. To have those healthy boundaries. Because this is your soul growth journey as well. You do not hold on to somebody just for the sake of connection, just for the sake of the label. Okay? That's the Journey's End reading that we've done a couple of weeks ago. So make sure that you're checking out all the Sacred Union energy updates as well as the sacred channelings that we've done here, because we talk about all of this. This is what it's about. It is all about you and your growth and your expansion. You're just doing it with a partner. And they have to be doing it as well. They have to be looking at themselves. They have to be doing the shadow work. They have to be taking accountability for themselves, responsibility for themselves. But what you'll find is when you're doing the work, if they are a true divine counterpart, they will be meeting you where you are. They will be rising to meet you where you are, doing the work themselves. It might look different. You might not see everything that they are doing internally. It might look a little bit different because the divine masculine and the divine feminine approach the healing journey from very different angles, from different aspects, from different perspectives. But you're doing it together. And that's what I'm finding with my own connection. In the past, I was very resistant because it felt like I was putting too much on my counterpart. I was projecting too much on my counterpart, feeling like he wasn't doing the work, or that he wasn't growing, or that he wasn't transforming. But the more I felt secure in my own inner masculine, the more I healed myself and my inner masculine within and came into that inner union, the more that was reflected in my relationship. And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing him transforming. I'm seeing him growing. And similar with him, I'm sure he might not be conscious of this, but the more that he is healing his inner feminine, the more he's able to trust me as his divine counterpart, as his feminine energy. So your counterpart is the reflection of the energies that you hold within. That's what the twin flame connection is. That's what the twin flame journey is all about. It's about healing the distorted energies within you to come into that divine harmony within, and you experience that through the mirror, through the reflection of your counterpart without. And you do this through the energy of pure divine love. That is what these energies are all about. Again, we'll have more on twin flames, what the truth of twin flames, coming up in a sacred channeling. It has been very distorted, but that's what I've been teaching this entire time for the past 3 years. This is what I've been teaching on my journey, on my channel, on this journey. So check out the Ascension channeled messages, check out the sacred channelings, check out past readings. It is all there. That's what this journey is all about. It is about the soul growth. It's about the ascension. It's about the love that you experience within and that you see reflected through your counterpart without. And the love that you experience between you and your divine counterpart then expands and ripples out for that unity consciousness. Because love just grows and expands. Okay. So we're going to talk more about that in depth coming up. But it felt like an important message to share. What's going on in this union space? Do check out the Securing the Masculine sacred channeling, as well as the Healing the Polarities special reading that we just did on the channel here. Make sure that you check out both readings if you're resonating with this energy, because it goes a little bit deeper into those teachings. It goes a little bit deeper into that guidance, especially if you're having a little bit of trouble on your journey. Okay. The sun. Love and joy are your birthright. Lighthearted energy is coming to your sacred connection. Allow yourself to believe in the harmony and happiness you feel with another. That's exactly what this is about. I'm also getting called to the King of Wands here. This is all about action that is being taken. You guys are being magnetized to each other, and with that magnetization, what's happening is you're standing in your strength, you're standing in your power, you're standing, and when I say power, it's self-empowerment. It's your confidence, it's your strength, it's your courage to take action, to take guided action. Letting love guide you, letting your intuition guide you, no longer holding yourself back in resistance due to past pain and past trauma. They're reminding me of this as well. This is what we had channeled in the Healing the Polarities and the Securing the Masculine reading. The ego operates from the past. The ego tries to protect you from past pain, from patterns. And so when you're in a sense of fear, it's because you experienced it in the past and you're afraid of it reoccurring again. But what you're doing with your sacred partner is you're clearing those templates. Even if you experience that with your sacred partner, you're clearing the templates of the past. So the journey's end was a very pivotal reading, a very pivotal message, because you have to end the journey as you knew it, your connection as you knew it, to move past who you thought your divine masculine was or your divine feminine was, in order to allow the energy to transform, in order to allow them to become who they are transforming into. So the journey as you knew it had to end. Everything that you thought you knew about the journey, everything you thought you knew about your counterpart had to end up until this point, so that you could both step into this new energy, this new phase, this new version of yourselves, and thus that helps you come together. Again, that prayer energy, that magnetization energy, calling each other into the new highest versions of yourselves. But you can't keep repeating, oh, this is what he did in the past. Oh, this is who she was in the past. You can't keep repeating that. Because if you're repeating that, then you're operating from the ego still. You have to clear that energy and step into your inner union, your confidence, your self-empowerment. Keep your head turned towards the sun, towards that joy, towards that love, towards that highest embodiment of self. And they're saying now, this is what that inner child energy is all about. You are releasing any place where you were in your ego of patterns of abandonment, pain, rejection, neglect, trauma. That's what you're clear or are clearing with the inner child healing, so that you can step into the energy of love, innocence, wonder, happiness, joy, the sun. That's what this is all about. You are moving into the next phase of your journey with your sacred partner. Let your heart be your guiding force. You're ready to take the lead when it comes to this connection, but not the lead as far as this is all about you being in your self-empowerment. Go where you're guided. Go where you're guided. That's the message here. Go where you're guided. Take action when you're guided. When I say take the lead, this is trusting the masculine energy to take the lead, because the masculine energy does. For sometimes if you're divine feminine, it will be your inner masculine that takes the lead, who has that sense of purpose and direction, and who is taking action for herself, for yourself, for your life. Within the connection, allow your inner masculine to take action, that guided action. If you're the embodied masculine, allow yourself to rise up, allow yourself to step up and take the lead for your connection, for yourself. It's all about trusting where you're being led. It's all about listening to your intuition as that guiding force. It's all about taking the next step in your journey, and your next step is coming together. The King of Wands is just about self-empowerment. It's just about the inner union. That's what this King of Wands really feels like. It feels like inner union, feeling that sense of strength, feeling that sense of power. But if you're a masculine energy or a feminine energy, make sure that you're honoring the core essence of who you are, because if you're two masculine energies, or if you're a feminine energy who's in her masculine and your masculine's in his masculine, then you're just butting heads, and you're just creating it's just a difficult energy. You're just creating friction between you. If you're in a feminine energy and your masculine's in a feminine energy, again, then there's no action that's being taken. You need that energy, that balance. So divine feminine, allow yourself to feel secure in your masculine energy, and allow yourself to trust your divine masculine embodiment to be rising into their self-empowerment, into their confidence, into their taking the lead, into their taking action. Trust in your inner masculine. Again, take the lead for yourself when you need to. If you're, doing business, or if you're making decisions, or if you are, whatever it is in your life, allow yourself to trust your own inner masculine, but also within this connection, trust your divine masculine. Feel secure in your divine masculine. We go into that in the Securing the Masculine channeling, as well as the Healing Polarities. So do make sure to check those out. I'll put those in the links below. Don't want to go into that right now, but it's coming forth as a message. So if you missed it, make sure that you're checking it out. But you guys are coming into this balanced energy, this union energy, moving forward in your life. You are magnetizing to each other. And it feels like this prayer is because this is what you both want. This is what, on a higher level, the highest level, the soul level, this is divine orchestration. This is your souls deciding this, choosing this, wanting this. And it's not even wanting this. This is just natural, because you are one. So it's natural that you're coming together. But on the very physical level, the 3D level, so to speak, the human level, this is what you both want. This is the prayer that you're both speaking to each other. So you're magnetizing to each other this sacred union. And it's because you're doing the soul growth. It's because you're doing the work. It's because you are healing and expanding and evolving and ascending, that you're coming together into this inner union. And so there's this new phase that is starting for both of you. It is the physical union. This is the joy, the happiness, the love. So step into the sun, step into the joy, the happiness, the love. Wow, okay. Let's get some cards. Let's get some oracle. Oh, this is going to be a long reading. Okay. Let's see what's going on for the divine masculine. Let's get an energy card for the divine masculine. What's the current energy for the divine masculine? Synergy. Yes, they're coming into that inner union. They are experiencing the merging of the feminine and masculine energies, because they are experiencing the rising of the feminine energy within themselves that had been suppressed, that had been distorted. And they are also healing the distorted masculine energy, but this really feels like more about the feminine energy within them that is rising, that is healing, which helps the masculine energy within them rise and heal. This is the synergy. I'm going to read this. It says, the frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that results in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. That's what this is. You guys are coming into the new phase of your journey, that new reality that you're creating together. You're creating that together, and part of that is going to be relationship. That is your understanding that you are creating a relationship together. You are creating a union together. And as you create that union and relationship together, you are creating this new earth template. A new way of loving, a new way of being, a new way of existing, a new way of living. It's all one. It's all part of this process of ascension. It's all part of sacred union. Sacred union is not just coming into a romantic relationship with your partner. Sacred union is about an ascension, a self-mastery, an understanding of the unity consciousness within the self and with all. It's about that real higher level understanding of who you are on a soul level. And the more you do that within yourself, the more you see that reflected in your counterpart. And the more you see that reflected in your counterpart, the more you two come together and embody that together in a sacred relationship. And thus you are forming a new template of relationships. Oh my gosh. And here we have romantic love. I put aside the other cards. There was one card that was still hanging out here. What is it? Romantic love. That is the new energy of relationships, but it comes from this union. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. And what is a conscious lover? It is one who is in union with themselves, within wholeness with themselves, who has been in that sacred union of the masculine and the feminine within themselves, so they're seeing that reflected in their divine partner. I mean, this is everything we've channeled here before. And I feel like I don't want to go dive deep into this. If you're new to the channel and you're new to this teaching, please do look at the Ascension channelings or the Sacred channelings. Both playlists are available on both of my channels. Make sure that you're checking it out. This is the Cosmic Blueprint. I'm going to put that link. I'm going to put a series of links in the description box. If you're new to the channel, if you need a refresher, I'm going to put a series of links in the description box that might be of interest to you guys. This is what it's all about. It's all about understanding that within each other. And they're calling me to this as well. Divine Masculine. Your Divine Feminine, embodied in the physical being, is a feminine energy within you. And the more you heal that feminine energy within you, clearing the distortions, the more you recognize your divine feminine for who she is, as your sacred partner, as your divine counterpart, as that true love. Divine feminine, your masculine, embodied, is in the physical, is the masculine energy within you. And the more you feel secure in that, the more you trust your own inner masculine, the more you're able to see the divine masculine for who he or she is in the physical, the more you come together in that true sacred love. Do you see how this works? It's because you're healing and growing and expanding within you. They're able to recognize that within your true sacred partner. And that's when you come together in the physical, in a physical partnership. But it's because of the healing that you do within you. And now, also, it's because you've done the inner work on your own inner feminine as well, and your own inner masculine as well. That's the wholeness. So you can't just say, oh, I'm doing work on my feminine or my masculine if I'm a feminine or a masculine. You have to do work on both. But at this stage, I feel like the feminine has been healing the inner masculine. The masculine has been healing the inner feminine, which is helping the masculine rise within them. Let me pull back a minute. So feminine, you're healing the masculine within you, feeling more secure, feeling more trustworthy of your inner masculine, and thus of your masculine embodied. Because again, that's reflected. What's within you is reflected in your partner. Because you're doing that, it's enabling you to heal your feminine energy by allowing you to step more into your feminine energy. You don't have to be in your masculine energy all the time. You're allowing yourself to be in your flow, allowing yourself to be in your intuition, allowing yourself to be in receptive mode, allowing you to be in your heart center. You're in your feminine energy because, and fully embodying that and embracing that, where you might not have been able to do that before because you didn't feel safe to, because of your own inner masculine energy that was distorted. You didn't trust your inner masculine, and so you didn't trust your outer masculine. But the more you're healing your inner masculine, the more you're embodying the sacred feminine energy that is your core essence. Divine masculines, you're healing any distorted feminine energy within you, which is helping you to trust and honor and cherish and just open up to the love and wisdom and beauty of your embodied divine feminine. And the more you heal your feminine energy within you, the more you feel safe to rise into your divine masculine energy, because you know that you are taken care of, you know that you are nurtured, you know that you are loved, which is all the feminine energy. And so that enables you to have the confidence, to have the strength, to listen to your intuition, which is your feminine energy, to listen to your intuition, to take the lead for your life, to have healthy boundaries, to have structure, to have just this structure. Divine masculine energy is all about structure and organization and rules, but in a safe way, in a sacred way. It's all about that structure and taking action, taking responsibility. So you healing your feminine energy is actually healing and helping you rise more into your embodied masculine energy. And that's where you come together into the sacred partnership as the masculine and the feminine. And that's where you come into a relationship that is just harmonious and loving and giving and honoring. It's a beautiful, beautiful sacred love and a romantic love as well, because remember, romance is an energy that expresses the love that exists between you guys. So don't be afraid of romance. Romance is simply the energy that expresses itself. Okay, divine feminine. What's going on for the divine feminine? Divine feminine. Dynamic. Whew! She's bringing the heat, but in a good way. She's bringing the fire. This really feels like her being in that Trinity energy, being in that wholeness, being in that inner union, and from that inner union, you birth that Trinity energy. That's what she's doing. She's birthing this love, and the feminine energy is the one that births. She's that creative force. She's that Empress energy, and the Empress is the one who has that creative life force. We talk about that in Mary Magdalene Rising as well, so make sure that you're checking that out as well. I'm going to put all these links in the description box. All of this is beautiful, beautiful energy that we're kind of repeating, but it feels like this is the energy that we're in. So she is birthing this love because she's in her inner wholeness, because she's in her inner union. She is birthing this new template of love and this new relationship. She is, and when I say birthing, it's like manifesting, but it's more than manifesting. It is birthing. It's this creative life force energy. It's this Trinity energy. So when I say she's bringing the fire, she's bringing the heat. She is bringing life. She is bringing just love. She is bringing just this dynamic energy. That's exactly the right word for it. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. That's this energy. That is the birthing of the new phase of your relationship, the birthing of this new layer of ascension. this higher level of ascension, this birthing of this sacred union. That's what's happening. And divine masculine, because you are coming into wholeness and union within yourself, that synergistic energy, because you're doing this, you're matching your divine feminine, again, magnetizing, calling each other in, magnetizing to each other. And it's almost like this is interesting that they just had me do this. I wanted to show you the picture, but they're saying, wait, there's a message there. So this is the divine masculine, this King of Wands. This is the divine feminine, the sun. She is birthing this new light, birthing this new lighthearted energy, this new sacred connection. She's birthing this new phase. That's what we channeled here. This is a new phase of lightheartedness, playfulness, joy, happiness within your connection, putting the past to rest. Divine masculine is stepping into their role as leader for this connection. Now, leading does not mean control. You don't control the connection. There's not one person who is submissive or subservient to the other. You work together. But leading, taking action means just stepping up, allowing yourself to make decisions in partnership with your counterpart, allowing you to lead with your counterpart in mind. How do I say this? The masculine energy just steps into the role, it's like a King of Pentacles energy, steps into the role of support and provider. They hold the container, they hold the space, they hold the physicalness for the divine feminine to create. We'll talk more about that in the Twin Flame update as well. But this is what you're doing. You're magnetizing to each other. You're calling each other into this new phase of your journey. Whew. Okay. We have a full moon coming up, and I don't think we're going to have another reading before then. So let's just get a couple messages. What is the full moon going to be bringing in for the divine masculine energy? Oh my gosh, the masculine. There it is. I mean, there he is. There he is. That is that King of Wands energy, taking the lead. And I'm getting pointed to the moon cycle here. This is that wholeness. The moon representative of the feminine energy. I know I said the sun is the feminine energy here in this message, but the sun is actually masculine energy. So that's very interesting. It's like with the masculine, she's birthing this new phase of her life. Not just her life, but of the sacred union of your journey. And it's interesting here that you have the moon cycle here, because it's like the wholeness, the whole cycle representing the feminine is what is helping to guide the masculine. Masculine rising. That's just what it is. It's the masculine coming into wholeness. Divine feminine. What's this full moon coming in for the divine feminine? What's coming in for the divine feminine with this full moon? What's coming in for the divine feminine with this full moon? Assessing. That's funny. I saw that at the bottom of the deck earlier. This is, I feel like, looking ahead. What is she birthing ahead? What are you creating ahead? Looking forward. There's something else. I want to get another card here. This 9 number feels like a 9 of cups energy. What are you creating? What are you birthing? Almost like keeping an eye on the future, not turning your back to the past, no longer looking at the past. What are you creating from now on, from this present point in time? Are you creating love and joy? Are you creating a new version of yourself, a new version of your connection without looking to the past? That's what I feel like. There might be some contemplation that's happening here. What are you creating? Divine feminine. I want to get one more card for the divine feminine. Peace. Yeah. She's looking ahead and seeing a new cycle, a new phase of her journey that is filled with peace. And again, not just her journey, but again, you're calling each other in. This is that sacred union, filled with joy, filled with peace, filled with harmony. This is what you're cultivating. This is what you're building. This is what you're creating. Okay. Let's get a little bit more with dive a little bit deeper. What's going on for the divine masculine? What's the current energy for the divine masculine? Wow. Ace of Cups and 2 of Cups. show you guys the card. Wow, this Ace of Cups feels like themselves, love for themselves. This feels like this masculine energy. And because they have this love for themselves, or they are cultivating that love for themselves, they are creating or building into that love for themselves. This feels like a process. Again, check out the Healing the Polarities reading, because we talk about that here, what the Divine Masculine is really healing and going through right now, really honoring their sacred self, really rising into their authentic self. And as such, they are learning how to express themselves, be vulnerable, be intimate with themselves, and thus with a partner. And because of this, they are coming into connection with you. Because they're able to honor themselves. Again, healthy boundaries, not sacrificing themselves, not depleting themselves, not trying to control, but listening to their inner feminine energy of just resilience, going with the flow, but also being assertive, confident, and taking the lead, taking action, creating structure when they need to. That's the balance that they're creating with themselves. That's their inner union. That's the synergy energy, because they are filling up their cup with themselves. That wholeness within themselves, the inner union, they're now able to offer to you, divine counterpart. And again, that lion here, that Leo energy was really, really vital. This whole Leo season, this August energy, July and August, especially with the Lion's Gate, was powerful, powerful, transformative energy, especially for the divine masculines. And I feel like divine feminines, you were matching this, mirroring this by doing work on your own inner masculine. Anything else we need to know for the divine masculine current energy? They have this connection on their mind. It is very conscious. It is very conscious. They might not have the words twin flame, sacred partner, sacred union. They might not be aware of it like this, but they are very conscious and aware of their feelings. Especially their feelings for you, divine feminine. Current energies for the divine masculine, please. I knew she was going to come out. That's you. That's just confirmation. That Queen of Cups. They are very conscious and aware. Oh my gosh. And what just flipped over? The Ten of Cups as well. They're very conscious and aware. And look at that beautiful card. It's the two of you together. And what are you creating? That child there could be an actual child. It could be a family. It could be a business. It could be a project. It could be work. It could be a home. It could be anything, but it could be a relationship itself. What that is that Trinity energy. It is what you are creating together. It's what you are birthing together. The child representing the third energy of the Trinity. It's what you are birthing together. I love how that just kind of flew out. That's kind of funny. But that Queen of Cups is you. They're seeing you as the divine feminine essence. That nurturing, that love, that caring. They're seeing you as the divine feminine, where before they might have not seen that, been aware of that, or they might have rejected that because they couldn't have access to that themselves, within themselves. By which I mean, very weird way they put that. By which I mean they had trouble. Okay, that's what they mean. They had trouble accessing that within themselves. You guys, I'm just a channel. I pick up on energies. So sometimes I channel very quickly, number one. And sometimes I get things a little bit mistranslated. But that's what they mean. They had trouble accessing and honoring the feminine energy, which is emotions, feeling, intuition. They had trouble accessing and trusting that within themselves. So they had trouble seeing that within you, if you're divine feminine. But now, because they're healing that within themselves, again, that wholeness, they're seeing that within this connection. They're seeing you in your just your divinity, your magic, your essence. And I feel like they really want to give to this connection. They want to build with you. They might not be showing it or revealing it in full just yet, but this is all in their emotional space. It's all cups here. This is all within their heart space. It's so funny because it really feels like they have been too much in their mind space. Now they're accessing their heart, allowing their heart to feel and thus expand. And so I feel like a lot of that ego has quieted, that overthinking, that overanalyzing, where they stopped themselves from taking action because they were second guessing themselves. Now they're allowing themselves to trust their emotions, trust what they're feeling, honor that, and take action from their inner guidance, not their ego, but their inner guidance, their soul self, their emotional self. And I feel like they are wanting to honor you and cherish you as you deserve, Divine Feminine. Okay, wow. All right, Divine Feminine, current energies for the Divine Feminine. Three of Cups, that's my union card. Let's get a couple more cards, see what's going on. Judgment. And one more, please. Current energies for the Divine Feminine. I feel like that one to come out. One more. The Ace of Pentacles. All right. This is everything that we were channeling before. This is that inner union. Three of Cups being my union card because from the two, it's like this. From the two, you pour into the one, and it becomes that Trinity energy. They showed that to me once with a specific deck. So from the two, you pour into the one, the third cup. That's that birthing of the oneness. With this, it feels like joy. It feels like celebration. It feels like that lighthearted energy coming in. It feels like just wanting to move into a new higher level of your connection, a new higher level of love that is not fraught with the friction or the tension that was experienced before. This is a brand new energy for you. This is a brand new energy for the Divine Feminine. And you might have felt that shift slowly occurring over the past several months, but it's really here now. This is a new you, a brand new you. You have been transitioning over the past 6 months, over the past year into this energy, maybe feeling pockets of this, but now you're really anchored in. So you might be a little bit different on your path, different timeline. So take it as it resonates for you, but if you're not quite there yet, this is where you're headed, a brand new energy. It feels different, it feels lighter, it feels more joyful, it feels more grounded, it feels more anchored into love, joy, happiness, peace, harmony within yourself. That's that inner union that you've anchored in. Because you're reaching that inner union, or you have reached that inner union anchored in, you're seeing that and wanting that within your connection, and that's being reflected back to you within your connection. So this is joy, celebration. This Judgment card is that higher level of your connection, that higher level of you. Again, the Five of Pentacles, that abandoned child. And you see how she's actually holding a child in this depiction. And it's snowy, it's isolated, it's very cold. Anywhere where you have been abandoned, neglected, rejected, isolated, that's being put in the past. Healing that inner child, nurturing that inner child, loving that inner child to a place of just having everything. That's that wholeness that we just channeled in the beginning. The healed, whole, integrated self. That's what this is. No longer the abandoned child. No longer the wounded child. Now this is the healed, whole self. Everything that we had channeled in the beginning, that's what this is confirmation of. Where are we? Okay, let's do this. I pulled out my double deck Ascension Connections. It's double deck. It's Ascension Confessions, which is the real, the raw on the journey. Where are you on the journey? The tough times, the difficult times, as well as I have Ascension Expressions, which is the hope, what's healing, the positive of the journey. So it's like the shadow and the light aspects. So I'm going to get one of each for both of you. So let's start with Ascension Confessions. Where's the Divine Masculine when it comes to this journey? Where's the Divine Masculine when it comes to this journey? My whole world feels like it's crumbling around me. I don't necessarily feel like this is a tower crumbling. I feel like they had been through that in the past. What this feels like is a continued shedding of the old, and they're recognizing the old version of themselves as they integrate the new. That's what this feels like. It feels like they're integrating the new. Let's go directly to the other deck, the light side for the Divine Masculine. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. I see now where I was holding myself back. No matter how my light dims, I'm still feel the fire within. I'm trusting this divine alignment. I'm called to this as well. I know one day I'll look back and appreciate how this journey changed me. I took it all because that's what I'm feeling from. My whole world feels like it's crumbling around me. It doesn't feel like a tower moment. It just feels like a recognition of their own transformation. That's what it feels like. So they can recognize where they were holding themselves back. They can recognize how they were going through a dark night of the soul, or how they were going through this change, they can recognize how this journey has been a changing force for them, and how they have been transforming, and now they are trusting in divine alignment. They're trusting in the journey. They're trusting in where they're being led, which is the feminine energy, trusting where you're going, trusting in your intuition. So this just feels like recognition of the transformation, the shedding of the old and moving into the new, higher version of themselves, that inner union. Divine feminine. Where's the divine feminine? Where's the divine feminine when it comes to this journey? I'm having trouble finding myself. I feel like this is more making your way back home to yourself. Again, healing the wounded child, no longer abandoning yourself, no longer rejecting or neglecting yourself. This is integrating into oneness, integrating all aspects of yourself, especially the healed inner child. That's what this feels like. Remember when I said the wounded child had felt lost, and you're integrating that into your wholeness, no longer feeling lost? And that's what this feels like, no longer feeling lost. Divine feminine. I hear my spirit echo, you are loved, you are loved, you are loved. And I have faith that from breakdown comes the breakthrough. That's what this is all about. I'm awakening to who I really am at the bottom of the deck as well. This is healing the wholeness, including the inner child, the wounded inner child, coming back into the healed, whole self, integrating. That's what this feels like, no longer lost, but integrating all those aspects of yourself into that wholeness. And that is what self-mastery is all about. All right, let's end with a little bit of romance. Because who doesn't like a little bit of romance? We're going to use my Written on the Heart deck and end with messages between you guys. What do you want to say to each other? Whew. It feels like so much. There is a lot of just beautiful energy between you guys, beautiful love between you guys. And it does feel like sexual energy, but it's that sacred sexual energy. It's that intimacy. It's that love. It's that vulnerability. It's that magnetizing to each other. Feeling the connection, feeling the oneness, feeling the sacredness of your connection, feeling the love, that pure divine love that exists between you guys. That's what this feels like. Divine masculine, what do you want to say to your divine feminine? My soul recognizes your soul, my heart recognizes your heart, and I adore you in every little thing you do. That is exactly, they are conscious of this connection, recognizing this connection, recognizing and wanting to honor you. This is this energy right here. They're seeing you as the Empress. It's not just the Queen of Cups, but it is the Empress, that divine, magical person, that divine, magical, feminine essence. And they are recognizing this, wanting to cherish this, wanting to honor this, and just adoring you. Beautiful. Divine feminine, how are you feeling, or what do you want to say to your divine masculine? What do you want to say to your divine masculine? All along I believed in a love like you and me. Saying, I've always had faith in this. I've always believed in this. I've always had in myself this knowing. And I might have doubted. I might have tried to reject this myself. I might have tried to deny this or resist this myself because of my own ego, my own wounding. But no longer. No longer. I'm believing in this connection. It doesn't mean I'm going to force anything, because I'm in my feminine energy, so I'm not going to force anything. Again, divine masculine takes the lead. I'm just going to allow this to unfold. I'm just going to allow myself to be in my essence of self-empowerment, living my life to my fullest, being in a place of full joy and love, and expressing that love without any blocks, expressing that love without holding myself back. I'm just going to embody love. And I know that you'll be receiving that as well. I know that you'll be connecting to that love that I'm expressing, whether we are in physical communication, connection, or not. I know that you'll be receiving that, and that's enough for me, because I know what this love is. And I know that it is continuing to unfold as the beautiful, sacred journey and process that it is. I do not have to control anything. I do not have to force anything. I just have to be in my divine essence. I trust in this journey now. Oh, bottom of the deck, I love you. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. This is truly, truly beautiful energy, just a changed and transformed energy for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Just beautiful, wonderful energy. So do make sure that you are, again, checking out all of the suggested readings that I've done in the past, all the teachings. If you're not here yet, look at this as this is where you're headed. Look at this as guidance for what you can do to get to this place. I am sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll see you in September. Bye.